we were recently, my husband and I, we were in a course, and we were in a foreign affairs counter threat course in my day job, in which you go to this town in Virginia, and you spend time doing really interesting things that we in any of our day jobs probably don't do, but frankly I think we should all learn to do, like learning how to use a first aid kit and plugging a wound that might be bleeding, right?
Yeah.
Or in an instance of gun violence, which is so sadly rampant these days. It's not something I grew up with. I grew up in the generation before Columbine, and uh, so learning how to, if somebody gets shot, how are you going to assist them in that moment, and try to uh, take the steps needed before help arrives, before
Mm-hmm.
professional emergency responders arrive. In our context, in my day job context, it's more like getting away from a vehicle that might be attacking you in a car,
Mm.
right? And so I'm sitting behind the driver or next to the driver, and I'm not driving because I'm blind, right? How am I going to take over the car if the driver gets shot? And nobody would think a blind person's going to say, "Teach me how to do that." But both
Mm-hmm.
my husband and I said, "Teach me how to do that." And our instructors were marvelous. They were absolutely marvelous. They said, "Yeah, let's figure it out. Let's do that." And so I have never driven a car really in my life, but I learned how to go from the drive gear to neutral to park. I also
Mm-hmm.
learned about how to pedal the gas and speed away to steer. And the idea was, let's suppose that the driver next to me is injured but can still see. How can I then assist in that moment? Let's suppose the driver next to me suddenly has a medical emergency and cannot drive. How do I safely, you know, pull the car over, or at least get it to stop, so I'm not continuing, to propel the car forward, right? And crash.
Right.
So I mean, just learning those skills, which seem a bit scary, and situations that seem far fetched. I mean, that's where I say be afraid and do it anyway, right?
Ram! Ram! Go, keep going. Okay, off brake, off brake. There we go. Good.
All right.
You did it.
All right.
We're gonna go do it again, okay?
All right, let's do it again.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Good job. Get loud. Good job. Good job. Keep going. Keep going. Get loud. Good job. Good. There you go. Good job. Escape. Good job.
You got that one.
Okay, you got that one. Is it covered now?
Do we have another seal? So whether you're in a boardroom, whether you're briefing in a presentation, whether you're in a car and you're in a country that has some actors that are less friendly to you, you've got to know how to think in that moment. And as my instructor said, there are only really two ways to go: forward or backward. Stopping is not an option, right? There's two ways to do this. You've got to go forward or you got to go backward. And either one can be right or wrong in the moment. But whatever keeps you alive is the right answer. And so
Right.
that's, you know, it comes down, when you have multiple identities, it comes down to resilience in order to survive. And I think that what I am trying to do through the Blind Hijabi is tell the story of resilience in all of us, tell the story of power and privilege in all of us, because all of us can find power in our identities.